This is Where We Go, Episode 5, The World We Knew, written by Amara Brady.
Don't you dare, Leah. Transform now. You are covered in mud. Do not do this. I don't... Sometimes you make me wish I had never figured out how to make that charm so you can change when you want to, you jerk.
Oh, shut up. You love it.
Fine, but next time, can you, resist getting me dirty, too?
No promises.
You're silly. You know it's a full moon tonight. Why'd you change? You're gonna have to do it again then, too.
Of course, I'm aware of the full moon, mainly because I have multiple bodily functions that are driven heavily by the phases of the moon. I changed because I wanted to run and feel the wind in my hair. It's almost as if
Yes, I know. You're a werewolf.
And a woman.
You won't let me or anyone else forget it. Least of all on the night of the full moon with all your howling at the moon and hunting.
I was out trying to find out what's going on with the revolution.
Did you see or hear anything while you were out there?
Seems like Tucson is getting folks ready for another revolt tonight. I'm going to be out there helping.
Just promise me you'll be careful.
I will, don't worry.
But before you help them, do you want to help me?
Help you what?
It's wash day. Will you wash and braid my hair, please?
Oh, no, every month, Dula, really?
Please. You know you enjoy doing it.
What's in it for me?
My undying love and gratitude.
I thought I had that already. Am I mistaken?
No. It would just be a more intense love and gratitude.
Okay, what else you got?
I'll forgive you for jumping me just now.
I don't know that I want your forgiveness for that.
Fine. I'll make you dinner.
Do I have to do the dishes? That was a stupid question.
Mm-hmm.
You drive a hard bargain, but yes.
Thank you.
I would have done it without the dinner part, you know.
I know. I just wanted to cook.
Seems like we played ourselves. Come on. We have a lot to do before the moon rises. Have the ancestors given you any tasks to do lately?
Surprisingly, no. They told me to aid an old woman and her daughter in escape, but nothing since then.
Have they ever asked you to do something you didn't want to do?
No. Not that I can think of. Why do you ask?
Y'all just always seem so aligned. I was curious if that's ever not the case.
Yeah. No. I tend to believe that they want what's best for me, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. All done.
Thank you.
Of course. Now make me dinner, woman.
Ew.
I know. It felt wrong the moment I said it.
Is there anything else you need to do before your moon ritual?
I think I'm all set for once.
That's a first.
Look who's talking. What do you have left to do?
I think I just have to gather the offering.
Of course you do. Overachieving ass.
When? I can't help it.
So you cleansed the altar and cleaned the entire house while I was out.
Yes.
How are you still standing?
I don't know.
Do you want me to go pick your offering?
No, I can do it.
I know you can do it, but maybe you could let me help you just this once.
Okay. I guess it won't hurt. If I give you a list, will that work? When you pick the berries, can you make sure they look good and are also edible? I only ask because, well, the mistake was made and the ancestors weren't too pleased.
Of course. Did you finish the list?
Yep. Here you go.
All right. I'll see you in a few.
Thank you.
Remind me again about the cleaning of the house.
Shut up. You know why. Ancestors, ghosts, whatever you want to call them, deserve a clean space. Get out of here and go howl at the moon.
Fine, I'm going. Here are the things you asked for.
Thank you again. Be safe. I'll see you in the morning. Kilo insele. Fiona Ehon me. Night time is coming. Your new beginning is near. You must fulfill the promise every 150 years. We are waiting Waiting for you. We are waiting for you.
333, 333, 333, 333, 333, 333,
No, please, don't go! Don't go!
Shit, pen. I need a pen. I need to write this down. Tell me about the Order of the Sun. May I have clarity on the Order of the Sun? 6 of Swords, transition and change. Can you tell me about Leah? Why was she screaming in pain? 9 of Cups. Comfort? Can you tell me about the sun? What happens to the sun? 6 of Pentacles in reverse, unpaid debts and one-sided charity. The sun is about to transition? No. Where is it? Where's the page? 333 here. Every 150 years, one of our line will be forced to sacrifice herself to save the sun and all of humanity. Should she fail, all who will come after will be doomed. No, it can't be me. It has to be someone else. I'm not special. Someone would have warned me if this prophecy was about me. No one warned me, so it's not about me. It can't be about me. It doesn't make any sense. Look, I can raise the person in the prophecy, but I can't be the person to fulfill the prophecy. I'm already alone. There's no one here to guide me, to physically guide me. Haven't I been through enough? Why would this be my responsibility too? I'm literally just trying to keep myself and our traditions alive.
This is our tradition.
I am the only one left. If you give this task to the next person, I will help them. I won't desert them. I will teach them everything they need to know, and I will never leave their side. But please don't make me do this. I can't do this.
This is our tradition.
I can't do this on my own. I can't even bring myself to think of saving this world. It's why all of you are on the other side and no one is here to help me. Why would I save them? Why would I sacrifice myself to save them? They have killed so many and still they hunt us. Their lust for blood is insatiable. I won't. I won't.
This is our tradition. This is our tradition.
I don't have a choice, do I?
Andula! I'm back! What's wrong?
It's not important what happened to you. Are you okay?
Things got a little messy last night.
What happened?
Oh, you were fighting and we were winning. All of a sudden, they stopped and these people in black hoods and capes came forward with... They brought forward this thing they called a cannon and they shot fire into the sky. We lost all the ground we gained, and they backed Tucson into a corner. I jumped in there, and each of us took 2, but when I bit the first one, something in its blood, I think it was Wolfsbane. It returned me to my human form, and they all looked at me like they recognized me. And then they took off.
Are you hurt?
There's just some light bruising on my ribs where they kicked me.
Do you want to turn and heal?
I don't know if I can. Andula, I think they're coming after us. They were prepared this time. They knew I was a werewolf.
Why would you think that?
Because they saw me. If they know who I am, then they know who you are. We need to leave.
Where are we gonna go, Leah?
I don't know, but somewhere far away from here.
I think you're overreacting.
Maybe so, Andula, but if they get you, they won't enslave you. They'll kill you. You're black, you're powerful, and you're a woman. You know it, and
I know who I am. And I don't need you to remind me. Look, I can't leave. So let's just drop it, okay?
Why can't you leave? What happened?
Nothing.
Andula, what happened?
I have to stay in order to save the sun, okay? Apparently, it's my destiny to die saving the people who want me dead.
What? No.
In about a day's time, there's an eclipse, and there's a prophecy that calls for a ritual sacrifice of one of my line every 150 years. This time, it's
Is
me.
this some kind of joke? When did this happen?
I wouldn't joke about this. The ancestors sent the message during my moon ritual last night. I'm assuming they didn't tell me before because they knew I'd try to find a way around it.
So let's find a way around it now.
I can't.
Can't or won't, because you're just sitting here waiting to surrender your life either to the sun or the racist brigade trying to enslave everyone who looks like you. It doesn't sound like the person that I fell in love with. Look, if you won't try for you, will you do it for me?
Me staying is for you. If the sun were to disappear, you would be confined to your wolf for all eternity, and we have no idea how soon the sun, being denied a sacrifice, would react. I'm doing this for you and so many other people. It's the will of my ancestors.
I don't want you to save me or anybody else if it means that you are the sacrifice. Can we at least create a plan? You don't have to decide what to do right now, but we won't have enough time to do anything if you decide to leave on the day of the eclipse.
I mean, I wouldn't even know the first thing to do. The eclipse doesn't only affect one area of the globe. It's like a total eclipse. And it's not like I can travel through time.
I might know a place. Do you remember when you found me in the woods?
Vaguely. You were lying there and I saw you were hurt. I called out to my grandmother and we carried you back to the house. You said you had been separated from your family, but you never said how. Every time I asked you about it, you got sad, so I stopped asking.
I came through this portal. My family was being chased. I was the only one able to get through. The last hope of a dying people. I think we can use this portal to get out of here.
I'm sorry, what? You're from a different time and you're just now telling me?
Look, we can talk about all of this once you're safe. You can ask me anything and I'll answer, but right now we have to figure out how to get this thing working. Please? We have to focus.
Fine. What do we need to do?
I'm not sure, but I think we have to clear the space. It looks like it hasn't been used since I came through. We'll have to clear the brush and the trees.
And then?
I'm not really sure, but let's start with this.
Fine.
So I moved the last of the brush out of the way.
Great.
I think the next thing to do is maybe place some herbs and a protection spell around the area.
Okay.
Hey, please don't be mad with me.
Why didn't you tell me?
Because it was too painful to talk about. You've always taken care of me because I needed it, and I didn't need to give you another reason to pity me.
I wouldn't have pitied you.
You would have. You and your big-ass empathetic heart would have spent so much time trying to figure out how to take this pain away, but I don't want it gone. I think I need it, and I needed something that was entirely my own. You understand that, don't you?
I think so.
Thank you.
What else is left?
There was a spell of some sort that my family said to push me through, but I can't really remember it.
Well, making a new spell shouldn't be very difficult if the intention is clear.
So you can make a new one.
Sure.
And tomorrow, when the eclipse happens, we'll say the spell, this portal will open, and we'll go through.
That simple?
I hope so.
Look, I'm going to put all the other stuff aside until we get somewhere safe, but we're going to have to talk about this, okay?
Okay.
What did you catch?
Got a cute little bunny rabbit.
You're so morbid.
What?
Who else would describe their food as cute?
Me?
Obviously, you freaky wear.
You love it.
I do. Did you want rabbits too?
Yes, please.
That's a lot of work.
I'll help.
Last time you helped, you lost a finger and it took a whole week to grow back. I'd like you whole if that's all right.
Fine.
Can you go to the river and grab some water and maybe some firewood?
Of course. Be back in a bit.
Who's there?
Andula, you can't do this. You must stay. The fate of the world rests in your hands.
I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but it will be what I think is best for us, for
With
all.
no regard for others around us? If you leave this world, we'll be unprotected and without a son. Please.
I don't want to die for a place and a people that don't even care about me. They didn't care about any of you. They are in part responsible for your death. Is this the curse of being black and a woman and daring to be powerful? None of us chose this. I know death is inevitable, but I can't live a life I'm proud of while I'm here. Nothing has changed. They don't change, and it never will if we keep enabling them to mistreat this planet and us. Maybe the only way to redemption is by refusing to sacrifice ourselves to this land.
If you do this, we may not be able to follow you where you go.
What do you mean? You are wherever I am. You told me this.
Yes, but there are limits.
All of a sudden there are limits because I want to do something that benefits us? Fine. It's not like I haven't basically been alone all along anyway. It won't be much different than it has been.
Andula.
Thank you for your warning. It's been heated.
Andula.
Thank you. I love you all.
What's wrong? What happened?
The ancestors came to tell me that I'm making the wrong decision. No, that I'm making a mistake. It was weird because it didn't sound like them, and they've never sounded like that.
Do you think it was someone else?
Who else could it be?
I'm not sure. Is there anyone who could access your sanctuary like that?
No, at least I don't think so.
This isn't a mistake. Prioritizing yourself is not a mistake. Can you say that for me?
Prioritizing myself is not a mistake.
I love you.
I love you back.
I can't wait to braid your hair on all the full moons.
Shut up. Okay, it's almost time. The incantation is Koja space, Koja akoko, mumi lo CIAT, ojete emi. Got it?
Can you say it again, but slower?
Yeah, sorry. Koja space,
Koja space,
Koja akoko,
Koja akoko,
mumi lo
mumilo,
CIAT,
CIAT,
ojetemi.
ojetemi. Got it.
Okay, I really hope this works.
What the fuck?
Listen, we don't want any trouble. We just want to go in peace.
Save the sun, and there will be peace.
I can't do that. If I do that, I will die, which is why I'm trying to leave.
Andula, sacrifices must be made.
My life is not yours to sacrifice.
Andula, please. I don't want to fight you. Didn't anything I said to you last night get through?
I didn't speak to you last night. I've never met you.
Andula, you can't do this. You must stay. The fate of the world rests in your hands.
That was you?
Yes, but I guess it didn't persuade you at all.
You're right. It didn't.
Please!
Now! Say it now!
Koja space, Koja akoko,
mumilo CIAT, ojetemi. Leah, hurry up!
I love you. I'll braid your hair on the next full moon.
Get back! Leave me alone!
Nadevi Ocho.
Stay back or I will kill
What's
you!
going on? I heard screaming.
Leah?
Thank you for listening to This Is Where We Go. You've just listened to episode 5, The World We Knew, written by Amara Brady, directed by Tamala Woodard, featuring Amara Brady as Andula, Lindsay Rico as Leah. Sound design by Espii Proctor, Rachel Brees, and Emilie Wiebel. Technical direction by Business Lunch Productions. Sound engineering by Ricky Berotti and Luke DiCola. Recorded at Red Convertible Recording. Manager of Artistic Production with MCC Theater, Ayanna Parker Morrison. Manager of Artistic Development with MCC Theater, Michaela Rodriguez. Artistic Associate and Writer's Room Facilitator with the Parsnip Ship, Al Parker. Dramaturg and Writer's Room Facilitator with the Parsnip Ship, Gabriella Steinberg. Produced by MCC Theater. Artistic Directors Bob LuPone, Bernie Telsey, and Will Cantler. Executive Director Blake West. In association with the Parsnip Ship, Artistic Director Iyvon Edebiri, and Business Lunch Productions. Hi, Amara. I'm trying to turn it on. Like, okay,
No,
flip
my
the
goal is
switch.
to make you break the whole interview.
Okay, I feel like this. Okay, this is a challenge. Okay, I'm gonna channel my Z-Way. Amara, name 5 Black women you know.
Iyvon. Ayana. Amara Brady.
Tamala.
Tamala Woodard. I'll name the Black women on this particular production.
Amazing.
Z-Way,
Yes.
who we honor, we stand.
Yes, I love it. Okay, usually like I do this interview after I've heard the play, and this is gonna be so different. Because Parsnip is gonna function a little differently for the foreseeable future because of this pandemic, which includes us recording this play in which you are one of the writers on in a studio where we're socially distanced. And if you are listening to this and not seeing it, there's literally a plexiglass between Amara and I, and we're trying to touch each other, but we can't and we won't because the law.
It's irresponsible.
It's irresponsible, but we're still going to make theater because that's responsible.
Sure.
I can't with you. Okay, got it. Great. Awesome. Okay. So for folks listening, in this play, This Is Where We Go is a 6-part episodic anthology series that features writing and plays structured and written by Amara Brady, who we have here, Nina Key, Jesse DeBruin, and Gina Femia. And Amara, you wrote one of the episodes and you co-wrote another episode. So which episode did you write?
I wrote episode 5.
And what is that one called?
The World We Knew.
The
I
World
think that's
We
what
Knew.
I named it this morning. So
Yes.
sure, we'll go with that. That
I
sounds
love
right.
it. The World We Knew. And you co-wrote episode 6, which is our concluding piece
Yeah.
of the 6. So the process for this was really interesting. I'll use it as words. It was really interesting. I'm not going to lie to people. It was quite a challenge. It was quite a creative challenge in many, many, many ways. We've pushed through and we're finally here after many months. Yeah. So I want to say what inspired you to write this, but we gave you a prompt, so we know where it came from.
Yeah.
But how did you create, where did Andula come from? Let's talk about your character, because you are also playing this character. So it feels like you're a wonderful embodiment of this specific world of this character. So where do they come from?
I talk a lot about the things that I read when I was a teenager. Those were like really influential to the world that I try and create. And one of the things that was really interesting to me was this book series called Drama High, which is about this like 17-year-old Vodun priestess in training who is like coming into her powers underneath her grandmother and like trying to understand this world. And so I think that like that has always been a part of me. Like this doesn't take place anywhere near the early 2000s at all. But I think that the mystical and magical nature of Black women outside the purview of whiteness is really important for me to explore, because like I don't want to be a magical Negro to anybody, but like still knowing that magic exists inside of us and deciding how we utilize it is really important to me to explore in my work and in like my reality, I think.
Yeah.
And
in terms of developing Andula throughout this series, how did you approach that as a playwright, knowing that your character would intersect with other characters that were created in this larger world?
I mean, I think all of us started from a very similar place, especially with the prompt. And so a lot of it for me was like maintaining who this person was outside the purview of community, which I think is actually like a lot. It's very tied to my ethic around community building, which is that like we each play a role in the whole. And so it's not about not seeing yourself as an individual. It's about recognizing that you are a part of this community as well. And so that's kind of how I approached the work. And it was like her episode is her episode, and then the next episode is how does she help herself and in turn help everybody else around her get through this like rut that they're essentially in. Am I allowed to spoil things? Or are people going to listen to this before? It doesn't matter.
This will
Great,
come after
cool.
the episode. So like they should have listened to it beforehand.
Great. It's just like the idea that these people are stuck in this not knowing period. And the goal of community is to help each other through those periods of time, I think.
And do you find that like really reflective of like 2020 and writing this during a pandemic?
There are a lot. I think that my writing now is definitely taking an apocalyptic turn in a lot of ways. It's not just this piece; it's a lot of the things that I'm working on. But a lot of what I'm writing is like the things that I know that I need to hear, the things that I think people in my community need to hear. You know, there's a sense of like worthlessness that so many of us grow up feeling, or like this sense of like me asking for what I need is a problem. And like that's that line is really important to me about like my happiness is not, the things that I need are not going to impede on your happiness or the things that you need. Because they're not. Like asking for structure is not that thing, but like we live in a society that is like sacrificed so much for the sake of organizations existing, right? And then it gets to a point where it's like this organization exists and they knew that they were going to cause harm. They decided that the bottom line of their finances was more important than the harm that they were going to cause to whoever. And that's not true for Andula. And I think that that's not true for many people that I'm in community with. And so it's a matter of saying like, this thing may not be the best for someone else, but it is necessary for you and it does not hurt them.
Yeah.
They don't have to be here. And that's okay. Like community means different things to different people, and the things that we need are different and changing every day. And so it's about acknowledging that to me.
Yeah. I love that. When it comes to Andula's like hero's journey, what did you feel was important that we take away and know of her in her own episode before we head into episode 6?
I mean, I think that my work is just like, I think I said this at the top of the process, where it's just like all of my work is just a mirror of all of my other work at this point in time, where it's like every time I start something, I'm like, it's about this Black woman being loved by this white man. But by the end of it, I'm like, oh, just kidding. I was really fucking wrong. Which, like, even with the show that I've been working on for Parsnip Ship, Manic Pixie Dream Girls Aren't Black, we started that, and I was like, and by the middle of the first draft, I was like, oh, she just gay. Like, I was wrong. She just gay. And like similarly with this, I think I am always fascinated and always calling in the necessity of Black women being seen as vulnerable and Black women being allowed to be soft. And so like when we first started this process, I remember Andula's partner was like a white hosier looking man, because they're always white and hosier looking. It's fine. I'm working on it. I'm talking to God about it. It's great. But like what shifted in the script when it became a queer relationship seemed really important, because it showcased that she was complicated. She was more complicated than she was as a straight character, because she had more power, but she also still got to be really soft and vulnerable and cared for. And I think that like Leah's decision to save her is sad, but it's also one of my favorite moments. It's and like also the line that Amelia Rose later says about you were deserving of being saved.
Yeah,
that feels important to me.
Yeah,
because like I think about like the shit that's going down with Megan Thee Stallion, who is bae in every way, but like the way the community didn't rally around her when she was shot, and the expectations of her, you know, to not report to the police or to not say things about the fact that this man literally tried to fucking kill her.
Yeah.
And that's wild to me, because Black women don't deserve to be saved according to the narratives that I think are taught to us in both entertainment and society and the larger Hotep Black community, all of those things. It's a problem. It's an issue. There are so many issues. And so it was important for me to kind of like dismantle those societal structures that have like plagued me for so long. And that's what I tried to do in the first episode.
I love that. And to speak more to like the characters you write in a more broader sense, because one of the things I love about your writing, Amara, what I love about you is the highlighting of I don't even know if this is like the best word, the unconventional notion of Black women, and how you really subvert that and kind of turn it on its head and add magic, and you add quirkiness and you add awkwardness and you add all of these things that are still very, very rare to see, especially in theater. I don't see characters like the ones you create in theater, and I resonate with them as growing up as a quirky Black theater girl. And I think we definitely, need stories like that. And so I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm just fangirling over you, and like,
thank you.
and just the way that you're just very, you very much hold steadfast to your beliefs in storytelling that Black women are protected and that they are loved, and that they aren't, subjugated to terrible circumstances that they need to claw their way through with even more adversity.
What do you mean there's no rape? What do you mean
Right,
there's no depictions of it? What do you mean there's no abusive husbands? I mean, even in this process, there was a request from, I can't remember who, but somebody, for there to be more tension in the relationship. And I was like, no. No. At that time, like, Shorty was running from the whole fucking world. The Order of the Sun was like chasing her and trying to kill her so that she would die and the sun would stay alive. And I was like, no, she's not going to have, like, I find it unfathomable. And maybe it's because, like, I have never been in a romantic relationship. So it's just like, I don't understand why I, as a Black woman who is fighting every day, I walk outside of the door, like, stressed beyond fucking belief, would then turn around, go through this day every day, and then come home to somebody who I was arguing with all the time.
Yeah.
That sounds fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. Can you imagine? You fight the whole fucking world, and the one person that you think got your back, no,
arguing with you.
I'm not gonna do this with you. I'll just leave. Because, like, my peace, I value my peace so much, and I want all of us, not just Black women, but like everybody, to value our peace more than we do, because we don't. Everybody's so scared of being alone. Hell, I'm scared of being alone, but I'm just like, I can't be in something that, like, doesn't feel good, that makes me feel sad most of the time, or like, and that's not to say that you can't challenge your partners to, like, be better people, but it's just to say that, like, if we fighting over the most basic shit, or if, like, the world is ending and we're fighting
right
over something stupid, like, our world is literally ending, one of us is about to die, it doesn't sound like a good time to me.
That sounds like a Michael Bay movie. You're just missing a girl in a bikini running in heels.
I mean, we
with
had the
flawless
scene
makeup
where they were rolling down hills at the top of the thing initially. That doesn't exist anymore, but it was a thing. But it was just like, that's, like, protecting your peace is really important to me. And I think that, like, the thing that is funny, it was actually at the Public. It was at Michael Friedman. It was at Michael Friedman's memorial, and Michael R. Jackson was there. It was the first time I ever met him, and he said, like, write the world you see, and that became, like, the moment he said it, I was like, oh, I get it now. I know what I'm doing. I know the goal of my work. And so it's just like, it's making these particular women viable, and, like, not making it, I try really hard not to make my work, like, kitschy, or like it's a statement that I'm saying this. It's just like, this is a thing we're doing. This is the world we live in. We live in this world where Black women are treated in this way, with this kindness and this respect, and that's it. Thank you. Good night. That's the story.
Yeah.
Like, this is the one we live in now.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes people get really confused by that. And that's fine. Live your life.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for you. I don't know. Ask the Z-Way question. Why do you hate Black women? Because that's really what it is. But I mean, anti-Blackness is global and pervasive, and white supremacy, like, even in here, I was talking about, like, the everlasting goal of, like, constantly killing the white supremacist inside your head.
Divesting from that, yeah.
Yeah, because it's important, and you don't think about how it undermines the way you accept art and the way you accept truths from other people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what, in terms of the process of this, what was your favorite part, or what was your favorite thing that came out of your writing from this, or a moment?
We've been working, like, I've been with the Parsnip Ship for like a year now.
Yes, a year. Oh my god.
It is a year this month. Fuck, it's a year this month.
month.
And I think that like one of the best friendships I've had to date has come out of that cohort, which is Gina Femia, who is
I just
like,
love that.
I fucking love Gina. Gina is my homie. And Gina has been super supportive. I'm the youngest person in the room. I'm the youngest person in the cohort. I'm the youngest person in the acting space. And it's always like, well, fuck, how do we get here? Like imposter syndrome abounds. You're like, oh, is this the day they're going to find me out? Then I'm like,
Go,
fake.
Amara, you need to go.
Exactly. Like they're going to be like, Amara's fake. Amara's not real. And I think that like Gina has consistently, since the day I met her, been like, oh no, you're fucking great and you deserve to be exactly what you are. And she did that throughout this whole process for me. Cause like she reread all my rewrites because I was stressed after that thing. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna die. I don't have I just got an hour's worth of notes and we go into recording in 2 days. And what do I do? And I was like, I said, Gina, can you read this? And she was like, of course. And she was like, it's so strong. And there's some really beautiful moments here. And da da da. And just like encouraging me, which is something that I think that I need, that I don't allow myself to get enough of. Like it's that external validation that I think that I have demonized that's actually really helpful to me, especially in my process, because as a writer, like you live alone. You live alone inside your head. It's a monolithic voice, and then you'd be like, okay, so is it bad, or is it okay? Is it good? Like what the fuck do I do? And I get really in my head about it if I don't let other people into the process very early on.
That's real.
Yeah.
That's real. I love that. What would you tell your character?
I think I said it. It's in the play.
You said it. I love it.
It's you're worthy of being saved, and like the things that you want don't make you a bad person. Doesn't mean that as long as you're not hurting anybody intentionally, like ask for what you need.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start to wrap up. It's funny because I usually ask if Trump were in this room, 60 seconds, what would you say?
No, I'm
but
good.
we're not gonna do that.
Thank you.
We're not gonna do it.
Thank you for
absolutely
carrying
not
me in that way. But also Glenn Close's post. Glenn Close dressed up as it's beauty. You need to look at it.
Oh, is it?
I was like, if I've ever said anything bad about Glenn Close, I lied. She deserves every award she's ever gotten. It was really good.
I'll check that out. Well, I usually ask this to all Parsnip playwrights. What would the world be missing if it didn't have, I guess, not only just this play as a collective, but also your character, Andula?
I mean, I don't know. This gets into a really existential place because I have questions about everything I create. I'm always like, is this necessary in the world right now? Is it needed? I hope it's needed. I hope it's necessary work. I hope that people find like the necessity in hope as a discipline, because that's what I'm finding the necessity in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, how do you build this thing that feels like beaten down by so much? And like, what do you do? How do you move towards something that's not that? I don't think people are talking about hope as a discipline enough right now. And I think that would be missing from this story if it didn't exist.
I love that. And then on the lightest of notes, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I just reheated this pasta that I ordered last night. It was Halloween and I drank like red wine and ordered this really delicious pasta. That's it's my treat to myself on like really rough days. It's like fresh spinach pasta with like wild boar sausage and mushrooms. So I ate that.
You're such a great chef. I love your Instagram pic.
Oh, I didn't make that one. That one I ordered.
Oh, you ordered it.
But I did make some pumpkin soup last week. I like carved a pumpkin and I took all the innards out and I made it into soup.
Yes.
I felt very good about that. I felt
so
very
like
of
your
the earth.
hands. Yeah.
I try. I like it. I like making things.
I love it. Well, Amara, thank you so
Thanks,
much. Bud. I appreciate you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
You're great. And everyone should give her all the money.
Please give me money.
Please give her all the money.